Tonight, we are going to be using the pie, which we are already very familiar with. We have the prepared speeches, and then we'll go into impromptu speeches and the evaluation. At this time, we'll be going on with the prepared speeches, and we have 3 speakers. And the first speaker tonight is Tiffany. And Tiffany works as a senior manager and program manager for Medidata Solutions. She's been a Toastmaster since 2011 and has earned her Advanced Leader Bronze, Competent Communicator, and Pathway Level 1. This is our final speech towards Pathways Level 2, Leadership Development. The objective of tonight's speech is to share information about mentoring. Thankfully, she has had the opportunity to experience this from the perspective of a mentor and a mentee. She will draw on both of these as she presents her speech titled Mentoring is Meant to Be. Tiffany, mentoring is meant to be. Join me to welcome Tiffany.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But if you want to know about boxing, don't ask me. I revolutionized American cooking and entertainment TV. But if you want to know about recipes and entertainment, don't ask me. I was one of the phenomenal minds in the West Area computers that helped to get manned space flight. But if you want to know about engineering, don't ask me. I possessed the Mamba mentality for 20 years in the NBA. But if you want to know about basketball, don't ask me. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, what if Muhammad Ali, Julia Childs, Dorothy Johnson Vaughn, or Kobe Bryant didn't share their gifts? Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that because they did. And why did they share their gifts? Muhammad Ali put it best when he said, sharing your gifts with others is the rent we pay for living on this earth. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about mentoring. I read an article in Forbes magazine that told me that 71% of Fortune 500 companies value mentoring and have official programs for their staff. The article was titled 3 Essentials of Success, and it was by Mary Abaget. She said there's 3 things that you need to have a great mentoring program. The first is a mentor. The second is a mentee. And the last is a relationship. Let's start with the mentor. To be a mentor, you have to have the desire to develop others. You have to have ability, but also availability. And you need to be willing to share not only your successes, but your failures. Kobe Bryant is a good example of a mentor. He started his basketball career straight out of high school. He sought first mentors. He would go to people that he knew were better than him, like at that point, Michael Jordan. He would ask Michael about his fadeaway jumper and how did he perfect it. And then Kobe would take that skill, go and work on it, work it and make it his own. And that is how he valued his mentor and learned from them. So he was a mentee, but he used mentors to become better. And clearly, he became better. Mentees. Mentees have to be clear about their goals. They have to be willing to ask for help, and they have to also accept good and bad feedback. My company, Metadata Solutions, brought in a agency named Everwise. And what they did with this company is they asked them to run the full mentoring program. They screened and selected mentors. They screened and selected mentees, but they also provided a platform. And within this platform, it stated that you must have it was a 6-month agreement. They had the foundation, which was to set your goals. They gave you areas for each of your goals. I chose 2 goals. Mine were strategic thinking and influence. I, as a mentee, had to be willing to ask for help, and I had to be willing to accept the good and bad feedback. Within the bounds of this company, I was able to have a guided program and role as a mentee. But the hardest part about this engagement was the relationship. To have a good relationship, you have to be willing to work together, have mutual respect, and also set and honor your working agreement. My issue with the working agreement was that I thought that I would be paired with a female executive, perhaps director level and above. I wound up getting Dan Shannon, and we had odds on one project. It was a terrible, long, painful project. And it threw me and took me aback when I realized that Dan would be my mentor. Because we had to be willing to work together and have mutual respect, we met that head on. We talked about it and we got past this obstacle. And I learned some of the best lessons from Dan Shannon, especially in the area of influence. He has become now my most powerful ally at my company. The Toastmasters Pathways program also offers a structured mentoring foundation. I am the 5th, at least, speaker that has presented a mentoring speech to the club. If you're a Toastmaster out there and you want to move your Toastmasters game quickly through and learn and understand the program, you have a solid pool of mentors available to you. You have a solid pool of mentors available to you. You can revitalize your career as well. I would suggest that you use these tools because mentoring is meant to be. Thank you.